How many games will the Carolina Panthers win in 2023? What's going on, Panthers fans? It's your boy Mail Jones here to predict the Carolina Panthers record for 2023 NFL season, give you my game analysis, and my thoughts, see which games I think the Panthers will win and which games I think the Panthers will lose. So before I give you my record prediction for the Carolina Panthers in 2023, don't forget to put a thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see how many games you think the Panthers are going to win. Do you think they're going to make the playoffs? Do you think they're going to win the division? Or do you think they're going to slip up and miss out on the playoffs? Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. So, will the Carolina Panthers make the playoffs or miss or slip up and miss the playoffs? Let's go to the schedule game by game. So, kicking off week 1, they play against the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, this game's in Atlanta, and they're on the road. And Atlanta, has a really good improved defense. They improved their defense a lot this offseason. I feel like their offense is going to be a lot better than it was last year. I think Atlanta's probably going to be a better team where they were last year. So I'm going to say that the Falcons win this game because I just kind of really feel like a rookie against a good defense on the road is going to be too much for me to pick Carolina to win on the road. So that's why I think Atlanta is going to find a way to win this game here. Then week 2, they have to play at home Monday Night Football against the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, another game that can go either way, but I'm going to say Carolina is going to win this game because I think Bryce Young is going to put up a show here. He's going to make some magic. And I think that you guys got the better coaching edge over the Saints. So, yeah, I think you guys match up well with the Saints. I feel like that their pass rush is going to find a way to at least stop the run. And their secondary is pretty strong, so I think they can find a way to at least stop the pass and slow down the Saints receivers. So, yes, that's pretty much why I think Carolina's going to win that game. Then week 3, they got to play against the Seahawks. Obviously, I got the Seahawks win this game. I think Seattle's probably going to want revenge, from last year where you guys beat them on the road with Sam Darnold. But now this time it's Bryce Young versus Geno Smith. Now this again, I don't think a rookie quarterback on the road against a Pete Carroll defense is going to be able to work out. I think the Seahawks defense is going to find a way to at least give the Panthers offense some issues, force Bryce Young to hold on to the ball and all that. And their secondary is pretty much improved that they can find a way to at least slow down your pass catching group. So yeah, and I just kind of really feel like that Seattle, that Geno Smith, he can do enough to make some big throws, make some big plays against your defense and against your secondary. So yeah, and on top of that, Seahawks got better coaching. They're at home, and I just think they're just a more complete team. But I think this game's gonna be close. But I think Seattle finds a way to pull it off. The next game, they got to play against the Minnesota Vikings. Another game that can go either way. Now, I could definitely see the Vikings win this game because they got the addition of Brian Flores. And, he's really good at confusing young quarterbacks. But I don't think the Vikings are going to be a good team like last year. I feel like they're going to take a step back because I don't think their defense is going to be the same as last year, despite the Brian Flores addition. So I'm going to go ahead and take Carolina because I just think Carolina is just a more complete team. They're at home. And I just kind of really feel like that their defense can match up well with the Vikings pretty good. I feel like that their defensive line can find a way to get after Kirk Cousins and get that Vikings offensive line issue because I think the Vikings offensive line is still atrocious. And then, this is the Allen Thielen revenge game. So I think Allen Thielen can definitely have a good game here. And I feel like Bryce Young, he can find a way to at least make some magic happen. And he can be able to do enough to make some plays against their defense. And then I feel like the Panthers do have a better defense in Minnesota. So I don't think their defense is as good as yours. But I think your secondary can do a good job slowing down Justin Jefferson with the corners that you have. So, yeah. I think this game can definitely be close, and I think it will be competitive, but I think Carolina finds a way to pull it off. All right, next game they have to play against Detroit Lions. Obviously, this is another game that can go. This is going to be fun to watch. Now, if this game's in Carolina, I might roll Carolina. Now, I kind of remember last year, you guys have whooped them at home. But this time, the game's in Detroit. And I think Detroit's going to be a good team this year. So, and I think they're favored to go to the playoffs this year. So, by the way, I'm going to pick the Lions to win this game because I just think the Lions are just a more complete team. They have the better. They're at home, and I just kind of really feel that the Lions' defense is pretty much underrated. I think they'll find a way to get after Bryce Young, confuse Bryce Young, and then I kind of really feel like their secondary is pretty much dominant, which I think is pretty good. Which I think they'll find a way to slow down Adam Thielen in their passing game, and they have a really good offensive line that can really control your pass rush. And I feel like Jared Goff, has had really success against Carolina, and I feel like the Lions can probably do enough to move the ball against the Panthers. So yeah, I think this game will be super. So that's pretty much why. And I think the game will be super close, but I think Carolina finds a way to pull it off. I think Detroit finds a way to pull it off. So next game, they have to play against the Miami Dolphins. Obviously, two young quarterbacks playing against each other, two Alabama. Now the Bama boys playing against each other, which is fun. But I got the Dolphins winning this game because I just think the Dolphins are just like the more complete team. And I just kind of really feel that Miami, with Vic Fangio's scheme, I feel like he can do enough to at least confuse. I think he's going to do a good job defending Bryce Young because the Dolphins really have a really good talented secondary, which I think they'll find a way to slow down your receivers. And I think they'll do a good job, stop. And I think, as long as Tua is healthy, I feel like he can win this game with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I don't know. I don't really know if you're going to be able to do that. But against your young secondary, I don't think you're going to be able to cover those guys because those guys are tough to cover. And I feel like Tua is going to make some big plays down the field. He's going to do enough on offense to throw the ball in the air against your defense. So, yeah, that's pretty much why. And also, Miami's at home and all that in this game. And so, yeah. I mean, their offensive line is pretty good. I think they can do enough to control your pass rush. So, yeah. So, I think this game will be close and competitive, but I got Miami winning this game. Somewhere in a shootout type fashion. All right, and then they got towards the bye week. And after the bye week, they have to play against the Texans. This is the number 1 overall pick versus the number 2 overall pick, which is fun to see. Two young quarterbacks playing against each other. That's something I like to see. But I got the Panthers winning this game because the Panthers are at home. I think they're a more talented team. They have the better coach. And I just kind of really feel like that Carolina, I wouldn't trust a rookie on the road, especially against a young defense like the Panthers. I think the Panthers can do a good job, containing C.J. Stroud and company. And Texans defense is not that good. So I think you should be able to move the ball against them. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I think Carolina wins the game. But I think it's going to be super close and competitive, but I think Carolina finds a way to win this game. I think they win by a few points. Next game, they got to play against the Colts. Then now this is a Frank Wright revenge game because we know he knows the Colts and he coached against the Colts. Now he's coaching against his former team, which that's awesome. But I got Carolina winning this game because they're at home. They got the better coach. And I just think they're just a more complete team. I don't think the Colts are a good team this year. Anthony Richardson is kind of too raw for me. I don't think he's going to be pro ready. I think Bryce Young is just a more experienced. I think he's a better quarterback than Anthony Richardson because I feel like he's going to be more ready. And then also, I think your defense can do a good job. Stopping the run, getting after Richardson. And then you guys, your secondary can find a way to slow down the Colts receivers and all that. So, yeah, and I don't think the Colts defense is that good. I feel like it's a little bit overrated from a talent standpoint. So I think Carolina can do enough to move the ball against them. I feel like Bryce Young, he's gonna make some magic. He's gonna find a way to at least like pick apart, to throw the ball in the air against that Colts secondary. So yeah. But I feel like this game can definitely be closer though. But I think Carolina's gonna win this game, but I think they're gonna win by a lot. So yeah. The next game, week 10, they gotta play against the Bears on a short week. Now this game's in Chicago. Now this is a game that can go either way. Now I went back and forth on this one, thinking that the Bears could definitely win this game because the Bears, they traded away the pick to you guys, which that's kind of embarrassing though. But even though the game's in Chicago, I don't think it matters. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna take Carolina to win this game because I think Bryce Young, he's gonna go on the road, and come out with some, and he's gonna like make some magic happen in Chicago, which that's a team where they could have, that's a team that they should have drafted. They chose to stick with Justin Fields, but I just feel like Carolina is just a better coach team. I mean, they just have the better coaching staff. They have the better quarter. I mean, they're the more complete team. And I don't think the Bears are that good. I mean, Justin Fields, he's a good athlete, but he's a guy that he can run but not really throw the ball as much. But this could be the DJ Moore revenge game. Don't get me wrong, it could be because he knows the Panthers, though. But I think that you guys can do – I think that Carolina has the better defense. So I think they'll find a way to at least, like, contain Justin Fields, get some pressure. Especially, I think – that their secondary can find a way to stop the pass, which J.C. Horn can at least like cover, DJ Moore or Chase Claypool and company. So yeah, that's how I kind of see it. But I think this game's gonna be close. But I think Carolina finds a way to win this game on the road. Next game, you got to play against the Cowboys. Obviously, I got the Cowboys win this game because I believe Dallas is going to be one of the best teams in the league. And also, this is a rookie playing against an elite defense like Dallas, which I don't see it happening. I think Dallas, they can do a good job. I feel like Dan Quinn, he can do a good job defending Bryce Young, especially their secondary is pretty talented. I think they'll do a good job slowing down your receivers. And they'll do a good job, stopping your running game. And I feel like their O-line can do a good job controlling your pass rush. And I don't think your secondary is going to have answer for CeeDee Lamb or Brandon Cooks. So, yeah, I just kind of feel like that Dallas is going to, run over your defense. I feel like they're going to do it. But yeah. And also, Dallas, I just think they're a more complete team and have the better quarterback and better. So, yeah, that's pretty much why I think Dallas win this game. But I think it will be close. Panthers can definitely pull off an upset. But I think Dallas is going to find a way to come out with a victory. All right, next game, they got to play against the Titans. Now, this is a game that can go either way. Some people are kind of really picking Carolina to win because they have the better quarterback and they're the better team. But if this game's in Carolina, I might go with the Panthers here. But given that the game is in Tennessee, I'm going to take the Titans to win this game because this is, again, a rookie playing against an elite defense like Tennessee, which I don't think you're going to be able to at least move the ball against them. I feel like that their defensive line is pretty good. I feel like they're going to do a good job getting pressure, stopping the run, and taking care of your offensive line. And I think they're going to do a good job stopping the pass as well. So, yeah. So I think this game right here is going to be a lot closer and competitive, but I think Tennessee finds a way to win this game. I feel like the defense is just going to win the game itself. All right, the next game, Week 13, they got to play against the Bucs. Now, this is a game that can go either way, but obviously, I got them sweeping the Bucs this year because I'm going to say they win the first game. They played them in Week 13, and then they played them again the last week of the season in Week 18. So I'm actually going to say that they're probably going to sweep the Bucs this year because I just don't think Tampa Bay is going to have much to play for this game because I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I feel like Carolina kind of have more to play for because I feel like they have a better chance that they can probably make the playoffs this year. So yeah, and which you could have at least beat them twice this year. Don't get me wrong, they could have beat them twice last year, but that was with Tom Brady. It was the last game of the season. Where Tom Brady was just playing like Tom Brady, and then it's like when their secondary got no burnt by Mike Evans. But yeah, so I feel like as long as you can cover Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I think you have a better chance of sweeping them. And also, I just think Carolina's just a better team and have the better coach. And then I just think that's a better quarterback. Look, I feel like Bryce Young is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. I have more trust in him. But I feel like in some of these games, they could be playing Kyle Trask. But I don't really know. He could be playing for some reps. But we're going to see about that. All right, the next game, you got to play against the Saints. Obviously, I think they're going to split the season series. So I think they're going to lose to the Saints because I feel like the Saints going to have more to play for because, they might have a chance to make the playoffs this year. But so yeah. And I feel like they're gonna be extra motivated to play you because you beat them early in the season. And on top of that, New Orleans, they kind of really owned you guys. I understand last year you swept them, but I just don't think it's gonna happen again in one season. So yeah, that's why I think New Orleans can win. All right, the next game against the Falcons. This is on Saturday, but I think they split with Atlanta. So obviously, I give them a win right here. So obviously, I give them a win right here because I don't think they're gonna be losing to the Falcons in one like twice in one season. So yeah, but Atlanta. So yeah, that's pretty much why I think Carolina wins the game. And then next game, they gotta play against the Packers. This is a game that can go either way. Most people are kind of really picking Carolina to win because they have the better quarterback and have a better defense in Green Bay. But even though they're at home, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the Packers here to win this game because I think the Packers are just like I just kind of really feel like that their defense is going to give your offensive line issues. And I feel like Bryce Young is going to have a tough time. And I feel like, Green Bay's defense is going to find a way to defend them. And then I think their secondary is going to find a way to defend your receivers and all that. So, yeah, I mean, they got a pretty good offensive line, which I think they can control your pass rush. So, yeah, and I just kind of feel like Jordan Love's going to have success in this game, where I think the offense is going to find a way to control the game, control time possession, all that. So, yeah, that's why I think Green Bay wins the game. So, I think it will be closer than we expected, but I think Green Bay finds a way to pull it off. And then Week 17, they play Jacksonville. I actually got Jacksonville. I actually got Jacksonville winning this game because Jacksonville, they're just a more complete team and they're at home and have the better quarterback. So, yeah, that's pretty much why. And I just think their defense, is going to do a good job, like defending Bryce Young and all that. And I feel like Trevor Lawrence can do a good enough job to throw the ball through the air against your secondary. So, yeah. So that's why I think Jacksonville wins this game. All right, so overall, I have Carolina at 8-9. Now, 4-2 in Division 6s and Conference 6-2 at home, 2-7 away. I mean, that's pretty good. I got the Panthers, at 8-9 for some reason. Like, I just kind of feel like Carolina's going to be dealing with some learning curves because they got a new quarterback, a new coach who I really like in Frank Reich, and also, they got a new culture coming in. So yeah. So I think Carolina is pretty much better than last year. I think they're a better team than last year because literally though, they could have won a division last year because they nearly about to do that though. So yeah, I think the Panthers. I kind of expect them to be a better team than last year, but I just kind of have the Saints above the Panthers because I just kind of really feel that the Saints, have a better chance like to win a division because I think they have the odds to be winning the NFC South. But I think Carolina in that range, I think they can go somewhere from at least like 8 to 9 wins this year. I'm going with 8 because due to a difficult schedule, because they got to play the Falcons twice, they play the Saints twice, they play the Seahawks, the Vikings, the Lions, the Dolphins. They got to play the Cowboys, the Bears, the Titans. They play the Bucks twice. They play the Packers and the Jags. So looking at this schedule, this is a hard schedule. Like, don't get me wrong, because I feel like 8 and 9 could be a lot of it. It could be a bit disappointing for a lot of Panthers fans because I think the Panthers' offense should be a lot better than last year after adding Thielen, and I like the addition of Mingo and Hayden Hurts and DJ Chark. I like those and Miles Sanders. I like the additions that they did offensively. Now the offensive line may need a little work. Defensive is pretty good, pretty young. They should be in their game better entering their prime. So yeah. So I wouldn't be shocked if Carolina won that division. I mean, I can definitely see it happening though. I mean, I just kind of feel like the Saints might take a little bit step back this year because Derek Carr, he's getting older and might regress. And Bryce Young is fresh and new, so he could definitely take a leap. Now, if he's not good in year 1, I think he will definitely be good in year 2, which that can definitely help. But I'm just hoping Carolina just proves me wrong here. But I think they have a very pretty much high ceiling, maybe 10-7, 11-6, if everything goes right, and then Bryce Young starts to break out, and the defense plays really good, and then the offense starts to keep it going. But I feel like their floor is probably going to be like 6 to 7 wins this year if Bryce Young, starts is not playing well, and then the defense is not playing its best, and then the offense starts to slip up and all that, and then the coaching is not good. So yeah, I feel like Carolina could be the most talented. Is probably like the most talented team in that division to win it though. I might change my Saints prediction on that, but I don't really know if I can. But for right now, I could definitely change my prediction on Carolina. I could be totally wrong, but for right now, I just have them at 8 and 9. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. What you guys think about them. So yeah, it's Emmanuel Jones, I'm a big fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later in the next video. Peace.